Story time, story time. It's a really special time. Let's sit in a circle and have some fun. Story time for everyone. Today we have a very nice story to read. Are you ready? The creaky old bed. Creaky old bed, that creaky sound. Can you hear that sound? That's the creaking sound. Why is this bed making that creaky sound? Why do you think? Yes, because it's very old. This is an old bed. This is the bed that we're talking about. The whole story is all about this bed. All the story is about this old bed. Why it's old? It's a little bit broken. Can you see? Can you see the hands and the arms? Look at that. It's not new. It's old. Everybody say old. Old, that means I bought it from long time ago. Like my grandpa's and grandma's beds are very old. But the one that I buy, new one, is new bed. Everybody say new. New bed, old bed. New bed, old bed. New, that means it's very strong. Doesn't make the creaky sound. Listen to that one. Doesn't make any sound. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. Can you hear the sound? Yes, that's the creaky sound. So let's read our story. The Creaky Old Bed Story from Puerto Rico. By the end of this story, you're going to read it together, act it as well. We're going to learn some vocabulary and act the story out together. Maybe you can act it at home with mommy after we finish this, and then define the characters and the setting and the problem and problem solvers. Characters, who is in the story, sitting, where this happened. Problem, what happened in the story, and problem solving, what happened at the end. Then we're going to read for pleasure with parents. So I have all the pages for you so you can read with parents, okay? Once upon a time, a little boy named Luis was visiting his grandpa and grandma in Puerto Rico. Little Luis loved his secret place under the bed. He likes to go under the bed and play there. That's his secret place. But when the bed, this old bed, making a creaky sound, that's the creaky sound the old bed makes. Always Luis cried and get scared. He cried, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Grandma said, "Don't cry, little Luis, don't cry. It's just the sound of the creaky old bed." Well, Luis always stops when Grandma said that. "Thank you, Grandma, thank you. I love you." Well, one day, Grandpa, he said, "Okay, Luis, let's go to the market and get you something to play with." Well, Grandpa and Luis went to the market to get a new dog for Luis to play with under the bed. Well, Luis and his new dog, they like to play in the secret place where? Under the bed. And they like to play always, but when the old bed makes the creaky sound, Luis always cry, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And the little dog says, woof, 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 woof. Always, because they are so scared from the sound of the creaky old bed. Well, Grandma always say, "Don't cry, little Luis. Don't bark, little dog. It's just the sound of the creaky old bed." Well, one day, Grandpa went to the market with Luis to buy him something else to play with. He figured out to buy a new cat. He bought a new cat and a new mouse for Luis. The cat says, "Meow, meow," And then the mouse said, squeak, squeak, squeak. So Louise took his dog, woof, 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 his cat, meow, meow, and his mouse, squeak, squeak. And where do you think he plays? He played under the bed. That's his secret place. But when the creaky sound happened because of the old bed, Grandma always says, okay, don't worry, guys. But Louise was so sad and he started to cry, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And the dog always says, woof, woof, woof. And the cat says, meow, meow. And the mouse says, squeak, squeak, squeak. And they always sad because of the creaky old bed. Grandma said, don't worry. It's just the sound of the creaky old bed. One day, Grandpa was so tired. He was so tired, he said, I would like to lay on the bed for a little bit. Well, Grandpa slept on the bed for a little nap. Then Louise, his dog, his cat, his mouse, they were playing under the bed. This is their secret place. Well, always when the bed makes the creaky sound, what happened to Louise? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. And what happened to the dog? Woof, woof, woof. What happened to the cat? Meow, meow. What happened to the mouse? Squeak, squeak. Well, this time Grandpa said, oh dear, that is so scary. So Grandma always say, don't worry, Daddy, Grandpa, don't worry. Don't worry, Louise, don't worry, dog, don't worry, cat, and don't worry, the mouse. It's just the sound of the creaky old bed. Well, all of a sudden, they were all looking around, and all of a sudden, the bed started to make the loudest creaky ever. Oh my God, all of a sudden the bed, boom, broke down. Look at the legs of the bed. It's already broken. Well, Grandpa said, oh my goodness, dear God. And Louise was running out of the bed, and the dog escaping, and the cat was so screaming, and the mouse was actually running away. Well, everybody stood up and watching the little bed, the broken bed broke even more. Grandma laughed. Oh my goodness, you're all scared from the creaky old bed. It's just a sound. And then Grandpa started laughing. Louise started laughing, and all the other animals start laughing all together as a whole family. We love each other. The end. Well, the characters in this story is Louise, Grandpa, Grandma, dog, cat, and mouse. Sitting where this story happened in grandparents' house in Puerto Rico. Remember that? Problem. What was the problem? Grandpa and Grandma had a old bed that makes a creaky, scary sound that scares always Louise and the animals. Problem solving. Actually, well, it didn't even solve. It was just the bed was broken, and they all laughed on that creaky bed because they were getting scared from just a sound. Grandma said it's just a sound. Read with your parents all the pages that you have after this page. Read it and have fun before bedtime. I hope you liked the story. We came to the end of our story. I hope that you liked it. Enjoy your time until we meet again in a very brand new story time. Bye bye. Thank you for listening.